Hi, I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics, and I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee. This Saturday, May 6th, is Free Comic Book Day, and there's going to be a special Free Comic Book Day edition of I Am Stan. And on Saturday, May 6th, Free Comic Book Day, I'll be appearing at Phantom of the Attic Comics, Oakland in Pittsburgh from 1:30 till 4. I hope to see you there. So here it is, All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder, number 5 by Frank Miller and Jim Lee with assistance by Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair. On the cover we see, Batman dishing out some punishment, and there's a healthy helping of that in the issue. But first, Wonder Woman is pretty angry. Metropolis, the city of dreams, men's dreams. It stinks of men. Out of my way, sperm bank. Wonder Woman is new in town. She spent the entirety of her life on an island that was no men, it was just women, and being in a city full of men is a new experience for her, and she finds it very unpleasant, to say the least. But this is, Wonder Woman at the beginning of her career. I'm assuming she'll acclimatize, but who knows? In this series, there's a lot of, callbacks and playing the hits. And so Danger 80,000 Volts, which was in Batman Year One, the words on the door speak a lie. And then she, pushes through with her hand. Nice, just destroys the chains. Nice, casual use of powers. We get a close-up on her high-heeled boots. She takes off her trench coat to reveal her costume. Now, one thing I find in a lot of the color work on superhero comics, I just really strongly disagree with, is that they tend to really tone down the reds. The reds get sort of turned into brown. And I feel like, red is this color that as human animals, we just really respond to the color red. The color red really kind of, creates like a strong emotional reaction. And so it just seems like so foolish to me to, basically eliminate the color red, take it out of the palette and replace it with brown. It seems kind of foolish. And I understand, they want kind of, detailed texture with, gradations and following form and things like that. But I feel like, I feel like the way to go, this is my advice to, my fellow comics colorists, is do that with every other color. Every other color, model it as much as you want, do whatever. And then leave red flat. Let red be flat. I swear, it's going to be fine. Nobody's going to complain. How come there's all this modeling and all the colors, but not red? Just let red be red. And I'm telling you, it's going to open things up. It's going to blow your mind. If you're not already doing that, do that. And so especially these characters with these primary colored costumes, let that red pop. Here she is. She's just super angry, and now she's meeting up with the rest of the Justice League. See, how cool would it be? Wonder Woman's boots and a little bit of her shirt just popping red, and then Superman's cape, red. I don't know. I just, as a fan of superhero comics, I'd like to see more of that. And so we have what could very well be the first meeting of the Justice League. Superman's twisting a piece of steel into a pretzel, basically tying a knot. Plastic Man has turned himself into a fire hydrant. I'm assuming the joke is that he wants Wonder Woman to piss on him. I'm assuming that I'm a fire hydrant and dogs pee on fire hydrants, so pee on me. I'm assuming that's what the joke is here, and I'm assuming I'm assuming that Bob Schreck, went to bat for on Frank's behalf with this, but I feel like DC management said, can we reel it in a little bit? So it becomes a little more subtle. He's turned into a fire hydrant. So that element of the joke's there, but he's not like, okay, lift your leg and pee on me. He's like, he says, I'm ready for my punishment, Princess P. Shower it on. So he's calling her Princess P, like the princess and the P, and it's spelled like P, as in princess and the P. But the juxtaposition of pee and shower it on, it sounds like he wants her to pee on him. And again, he's Plastic Man, so he says a lot of outrageous things as jokes. So I think that's I think that's what is being communicated here. There was a certain give and take between Frank Miller and DC editorial on this series, and I think we're seeing like the result of it. Shut up. You call yourselves men? Shut up. You call yourself a Superman kowtowing to these ants dropping to your knee before these earthbound ephemeral humans? Settle down, Diana. You're new to this world. You don't know the rules. Oh, I know your damn rules, farm boy. You've told me your rules. Obey, obey, obey. This sort of argument is escalating, and she says to Green Lantern, make yourself useful, Lantern. Take my coat. Got it. And so he uses his lantern power to make a coat hanger to hang up her coat. A really good visual, just a really good gag. I'm laughing. The fight's escalating and escalating and escalating. And now Superman's kind of had it. He's taken all he can take. It starts with a bellow worthy of Zeus, then a wind that Boreas might envy. Damn you, damn you, Diana, damn you and your Amazon arrogance. You don't know anything. This is my world. These are my people. These are my rules. If you commit murder on my land, you'll pay for it with your own precious Amazon blood. You bastard, I hate your guts. I hate your guts. You make me sick. Here it comes, boys and girls. DEFCON. You make me sick. Patoo. And as it turns out, that's superhero foreplay. Two cats hissing at each other. Plastic Man says, get a room. Shut up. You boys go and give it your best shot. After that, it's up to me. And all your rules can go right straight to hell. And so can you. I hate you all. She's really a very nice girl. There's, something going on here. It's sort of, Sin City, Frank Miller's version of film noir sexuality transposed to superheroes. We saw a version of this in Dark Knight Strikes Again, and so we're seeing it here. And Miller's take on Superman and Wonder Woman is that they're both these like very intense, very powerful, fiery, a god and a goddess. The only other person that they're like a perfect match for each other, and they bring this sort of like a gladiatorial fury to their lovemaking. I love being the goddamn Batman. And so, this is ostensibly a Batman comic. So we get Batman doing Batman stuff, and he's, jumping off of rooftops and loving the disgusting smells and sounds of the city. It's a perfect night. It's a hunter's night, and, jumps and basically does for Jim Lee what he did for himself in Dark Knight Returns. Gives Jim Lee ample opportunity to create some show-stopping Batman images. Every inch of me is alive. That sounds like another like sexual reference, like Batman's got a boner. This is just the classic ritual of Batman. He's up on his roof. A woman screams. What the hell? I give with the laugh. That always works. It's a perfect night. It's a hunter's night. No, not him. And he sort of swoops down. We've seen this same scene in Batman Year One, in Dark Knight Returns. It's the ritual of Batman. Reenacting a version of what happened to him as a child with his parents in Crime Alley. So he beats these guys up, and their intended victim, she's loving it. And she gets a good kick in, I've got the Batman watching after me. Good girl, you go home now. Catch a cab on Novick. It's well lit. Call your shrink, if you've got one. But don't call any cops about all this. They're useless. They're worse than useless. And don't call an ambulance either. These creeps will survive, but I want them to suffer pain that'll last a lifetime. Thank you. I love you. Nobody loves anybody, my darling. We just survive. So there's, Batman's bleak worldview, at least at this point in his life. The wind goes berserk. Electricity tingles my skin and ruffles my whiskers. Another storm, cool, a perfect night, a hunter's night. We're seeing that motif that Miller's done again and again, and yet maybe this is largely like a nostalgic exercise. Maybe he is just kind of like going through his greatest hits and playing them in sort of like a half-interested way. But I don't know, because it seems like something's been amped up this time around. So, the volume knob's been turned up, and there's some like new wrinkles to it this time around. It's gotten it's gotten both nastier and funnier. It's gotten more serious and more laughably ridiculous. You can't dismiss it. Like, there's something here. And again, more like sort of greatest hits. You got somebody punching a punching bag like Matt Murdock in Elektra Lives Again. Except this time it's Alfred. Alfred gets to be like this John Wick or, the transporter. He gets to be like one of these. He gets to be like a total badass. And he's got an interesting take on, Bruce Wayne, basically his son, basically his adopted son. He's been taking care of Bruce Wayne since he was a child. And he says that Bruce Wayne's mother never knew him. She never knew him, not until the last split second of her life, not until Zorro, the mark of Zorro. Thomas Wayne always adored that old movie despite Martha's protest. He insisted his 6-year-old boy see it. And see it they did in a decrepit repertory house off Crime Alley. There a mugging became a double murder. There a mother took one last look into the eyes of her only son and saw him become a demon. And now my demon, my black-eyed, brilliant, willful angel has grown to manhood, and in his hubris he's chosen a protege, an innocent young boy. I pray this child will survive this. I pray my master has not gone mad. We don't know if Bruce Wayne has completely lost his mind, and Alfred doesn't know that. And the sense of danger in this comic, the sense of like being off the map for something that is, Batman Year 3 or whatever, like something that's, an old story of the past from this character that is just so firmly established that we've known for years. The fact that there's a sense of danger and a sense of like, what the hell is going on, and that anything can happen. And I'll add another layer to it. The question of, has Batman lost his mind? Has Frank Miller lost his mind? Like, that's a very real, question that you could ask reading this work, and it's not something you can really say about too many comics, and there's not too many comics you can say that about. This is rarefied air. And now we're back to Robin, whose name is the largest name on the cover. So, I feel like, he's the star of this series. He's still in the cave, trying to figure out Batman, from another angle now. Now he's in Batman's world by himself and kind of like looking around at everything and trying to figure out who this guy is and what his place is in this guy's world, in this guy's story. Batman works out of a really big cave. It's full of stuff. It's like a museum would be if a museum could breathe. It's full of stuff, and all the stuff is clean and sharpened and polished and ready to use. Cool. So we get this kind of like metal image. This is like something like when I was a kid, this would be in music videos where you have like the kid who's supposed to be like the viewer identification character, the kid in the sort of rock music video. Maybe Twisted Sister shows up and they blow his parents out of the windows or something, like that kind of stuff. And this is playing into that. This is like, early Bart Simpson kind of stuff, Frank Miller even did a comic like this called Bad Boy, kind of like, Problem Child or something. Like that's this image here. It's like this kid with a giant, battle axe, to be continued. Like I can imagine as many, tropes and repetitions and things we've seen before in this series, you can't really predict what's going to happen on the next page. This is, this is, here we are. This is, just like another note. There's things about this comic that sort of about this particular issue and about a lot of the issues of this comic that kind of baffle me and frustrate me. But there's always like more than enough to keep me hooked and keep me coming back to the next one. Like I really am trying to figure out what's going on here, and I think there's enough like sort of clues, enough breadcrumbs that there is something here, and I feel like a lot of people were just kind of like, nah, it's stupid, it's dumb, it stinks. But I don't know. I think there's something worth pursuing here with this series, and I'm looking forward to checking out the next issue. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics, and I am Stan. And this Saturday, May 6th, is Free Comic Book Day, and there will be a Free Comic Book Day edition of I Am Stan at participating comic book retailers. And I'll be appearing on Saturday, May 6th, Free Comic Book Day. I'll be appearing at Phantom of the Attic Comics Oakland in Pittsburgh, signing copies of the new Free Comic Book Day edition of I Am Stan. I hope to see you there.